Hi you guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Shravani and I am a fitness coach. So I am a personal trainer and a sports nutrition specialist, and my videos generally revolve around that kind of stuff, as well as a few fun videos from time to time. So if that's something you're interested in, then please consider subscribing to the channel. And now without any further ado, let's get right into this. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a Q&A. So I just put up a question sticker a couple of hours ago. I've got the questions in front of me right now. So let's begin. Alright guys, so the first question I have is benefits of creatine as a supplement. Does it cause weight gain? So it doesn't cause weight gain at all. Weight loss, weight gain comes down to energy balance. There is no one supplement that will put you in a surplus and cause you to gain weight over time. What creatine does is, I'm pretty sure all of you have heard of ATP, right? Let's go back to science, back in school. So all of us have heard of ATP, adenosine triphosphate, right? So as you use energy, this becomes adenosine diphosphate or ADP. And I am just overly simplifying this process for your understanding. So basically what creatine does is when you consume this supplement, it provides this additional phosphate group for the generation of ATP. So that is its primary function, and creatine is actually a supplement that has been widely researched on. It is probably one of the top, like the A-listers amongst the wide range of supplements that you can get out there. If you have the budget and you're considering investing in creatine, then I would recommend it. Okay, question number 2 is, what do you go for when you hit a weight loss plateau? Okay, so basically when you hit a plateau, you're trying to lose weight, and let's say you've successfully put yourself into a deficit, right? Through, let's say, I'm just going to give you an example. Maybe you figured out your maintenance calories through trial and error and using a bunch of equations, and then you put yourself in a deficit. You've been tracking your weight and it's been going down pretty steadily. Now, after a point, what happens is you might notice that you've hit a plateau, and this is very, very normal. And the reason this happens is metabolic adaptation. I've done a video on this, so I'm going to link it up here for those of you who are interested. Basically, just to put it in one simple line, as you reduce the number of calories that you give to your body, it's going to become more efficient at working at those lower calories. So this basically closes out the gap, the deficit that you've created for yourself. It's going to become narrower and narrower, and that's why you hit a plateau, right? And of course, there is a limit to which you can reduce your food or limit yourself in terms of calories. So in this case, what we do is we change the stimulus in terms of exercise. So one option is definitely to bump up your cardio a little bit. So maybe you go to the gym 4-5 times a week, maybe add 10-15 minutes of cardio after every session, or have one extra dedicated day for cardio. That's going to sort of help you make up for that metabolic adaptation there. Or if you still have a lot of room to play around with calories, then you can have a little bit of a dip in the calories as well. And another thing you can do is actually just make your workouts more intense, and that could really help you break through that plateau. Alright, moving on to the next question is, do you plan your meals in advance? Okay, good question. I think it really depends on the phase that I'm in. So right now, at this point in my life where I'm just intuitively eating, and my focus is to accommodate as much protein as I can in my meals, and also just really work on getting consistent at training at the gym. So I'm really trying to go to the gym at least 5 times a week and just relatively eating clean. And then on the days that I want to eat out are the days where I tend to track a little, because when I eat out, for me, I find that tracking makes me feel calmer. For some other people, it can make them anxious, but for me, it just makes me feel like I've made calculated decisions, and it's not throwing me off the path that I want to be on. So right now, I'm not planning my meals out, but if I am in a phase where I want to, say, cut down on fat or something like that, then I will really plan my meals out in a manner that I can accommodate my favorite foods without compromising on the end goal of fat loss. Okay, question number 4 is, what can we expect in the upcoming workshop? Okay, so for those of you who have no idea what this question is about, we are coming up with a nutrition plus business hybrid workshop on the 30th of January and the 6th of February. So that's going to be this coming Sunday and the Sunday after that, from 11 to 2 in the morning to afternoon, and it's going to be online. So for those of you who are working, you can attend this workshop from the comfort of your own home. I'm going to put a link to the registration page down in the description box. So if you're interested, you still have a few days to sign up. In this particular workshop, what we're going to do is, if you're an absolute beginner, you know nothing about nutrition, this workshop is going to touch base on the fundamentals of nutrition, but it also has a lot more value to offer in the sense that it's going to teach you how to start a side hustle. How by becoming a nutritionist or getting a diploma or degree in this field, you can actually start a side hustle without leaving your main job. And I mean, who doesn't want passive income, right? So if you're interested in that sort of stuff, I would highly recommend signing up. These are going to be live sessions, and what's even better is just by signing up for this workshop, you get bonuses worth over 10,000 rupees right away. So if you are interested in doing that, then please be sure to check out the landing page. It's going to give you all the information you need, what you're going to learn, who this is for, how much it costs, FAQs, everything's mentioned there, so definitely check it out. Alright, so the next question is, how do I develop strength for isolation exercises? Okay, so isolation exercises, for those of you who are not familiar with it, is an exercise that focuses specifically on one particular muscle or one particular muscle group. Okay, so the best example for this would be bicep curls. When you're holding a couple of dumbbells and you are curling, you're basically training your bicep, right? So this would count as an isolation exercise. A compound exercise, on the other hand, is one that involves several muscle groups, such as a deadlift, a squat, a bench press, things like this. So if you're trying to build your strength at isolation exercises, then honestly, you've just got to progressively overload. So what I mean by this is week on week, you've just got to be challenging yourself, whether that means one extra rep, or that means one extra set, or that means just increasing the load you're lifting by 0.5 kilos, which may seem like really small progressions, but over time they do add up. Always remember that your body will respond to the maximum amount of stimulus that you put on it. So you've got to keep challenging yourself. You've got to keep pushing yourself out of that comfort zone, and then slowly but surely you will get stronger. Okay, moving on. The next question I have is, how long before my workout should I eat my pre-workout meal? Okay, that's a very good question, and I believe this is something that a lot of people wonder, right? So let me break it down for you. It depends on what your pre-workout meal is. If you're somebody who's really busy, or you're someone who works out in the mornings and doesn't like eating in the morning, your pre-workout can be as simple as a cup of black coffee 30 minutes before your workout. On the other hand, if you're someone who has a little bit more time, let's say you have enough time to take a couple of slices of bread, slather on like 1 tablespoon of peanut butter, chop up half a banana, drizzle some maple syrup, have some cinnamon on top of it. And this is literally a recipe, okay? Like, just note down what I just said, because it tastes phenomenal and it makes for a great pre-workout. But if you're having this, it's a relatively heavier meal, so you want to wait at least an hour or an hour and a half before you start working out, okay? Otherwise, it could just make you nauseous if you haven't really given your body enough time to digest that food. Now, if you're somewhere in the middle where you don't have an hour and a half and you have a little over 30 minutes, then one banana is amazing for you. So if you're having a banana, just have it maybe, 45 minutes to an hour prior to your workout. If it's a small banana, you can have it 30 minutes before your workout. So it really differs. There's no one fixed time that you should have your pre-workout at, but hopefully this answer summarizes it and helps you get a better idea. Okay guys, so one last question before we end this Q&A, and that is, how much exactly is 100 grams of soya chunks? I mean, is it the mass of the dry chunks or soaked? Brilliant question. Soya chunks, if you've ever picked up the box and you look at the nutrition facts behind, you'd be shocked, because in terms of the amount of protein it gives you per 100 grams, it's absolutely phenomenal. So 100 grams of soya chunks will give you close to 52 grams of protein. Of course, there's a carb component that comes along with it, but let's speak about protein alone. That's a lot of protein, right? So you're probably thinking 100 grams of chicken breast just gives me like 25 to 30 grams. So I might as well have soya chunks. But 100 grams of soya chunks, jo bolte hai, which is mentioned on the box, is the weight of the dry chunks. So if you were to take 100 grams of soya chunks dry and soak them, they're going to double in size for sure. And trust me, it's not easy to consume 100 grams of soya chunks. Once they've been soaked and inflated and cooked, it's extremely filling. It's really difficult to eat. So if you are somebody who's vegetarian and you're really trying to get up your protein intake, I would recommend having about 50 to 60 grams of soya chunks, dry weight, soak that, make a sabzi and then eat it. That way, at least you're getting, 26 to 28 grams of protein through that. But that's a very good question, and I hope if you have had this confusion for a very long time, hopefully this cleared it out. Alright guys, that is going to be it for this video. I think I've taken most of the questions that are pretty frequently asked to me. So if you were somebody that asked me these questions, or you've had these questions in your mind anyway, I really hope I've been able to give you an answer that's satisfactory. If you still have questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments below and I'll look into it. And if you aren't following me on Instagram, I'm going to put my handle right here, because I do a lot of these, engaging stories over there where you can really ask me these questions. I do a lot of content on Instagram as well. I'm a lot more regular there in terms of content. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and also hit the bell button so you never miss another video from me again. So until next time, I will see you in the next video. Bye!